Welcome back into Rounding Third Baseball, episode 259. This playoff race is wild. I'm Nick, and we have Harrison tonight. How are we doing, Harrison?
Fantastic. I think I said a few weeks ago I was expecting the last week or two of the season to be pretty uneventful because it looked like the races had mostly wrapped, but the Guardians have other things to say about that. The Mets have other things to say about that. The Cincinnati Reds have other things to say about that. And suddenly it's interesting.
It's wild. Yeah, Michael, yes, you beat Cap'n today. You got him.
Love
Um,
it.
yeah, this last week is going to be interesting to say the least. So we will get into it, but first, make sure you follow and like us on Facebook. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can also follow on Instagram, Rumble, and TikTok. You can also listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. We also have our affiliate sponsors, Dick's Sporting Goods, MLB Shops, and Lids. You can find these links on the tops of all of our socials. So if you do any shopping through these companies, please do it through our links as we get a nice little kickback with no additional cost to you. Just a great way to support the podcast. We also have Rounding Third merch on Etsy. You go to Rounding Third Baseball on Etsy. We have sweatshirts, t-shirts, tumblers, phone cases, a whole bunch of stuff on there. So great way to get some Rounding Third merch and to support the podcast. And we have Patreon, which we are streaming to Patreon tonight. So we have it there. We have it everywhere tonight. But it's a community that we are trying to build off from all the platforms where we can just talk baseball whenever we want. We'll have bonus content, exclusive content, merch drops, all of that stuff through Patreon. So become a member. And it's another great way to support the podcast and to have some input into what we talk about on the show. So join us on Patreon.
Yeah, it becomes a nice little private community with just us all hanging out.
Exactly. And with playoff watch parties coming, we're going to be streaming exclusively to Patreon. So come and join us there. All right. So we'll start off with the sad news of the week. Robert Redford passed away, and he's mostly known in the baseball world for the natural. I, made this disclaimer on Thursday during Family Feud. I have not seen, I've seen bits and pieces of the natural. I have not seen the entire thing. But a lot of clips coming out today of Robert Redford. So
Yeah, and I have seen the movie. I like the movie. It's not necessarily in my top 5. I think it's a good movie. But it, for some reason, has become synonymous with baseball. And it's one of those. I think we're probably a generation a little bit too late on the natural, Nick. I think when you go a little older than us, that's a really important movie to them. Kind of
yeah,
like The Sandlot is to us.
yeah,
Incredible movie. Robert Redford had an incredible career. That the natural is so closely linked to baseball in the minds of so many people that it's hard not to see his passing as not just a loss for Hollywood and all those things, but also a loss for baseball.
yeah, absolutely. All right. I'd like a rounding third Jamie Moyer autograph baseball. Well, we're going to have to get 3 of those, Brian, because
I
2
was
of
going
them
to
are
say,
coming to us first.
yeah, me too. I
Yeah.
mean, let's not forget about us.
Yeah.
Um, and we got some comments over on Patreon. That's where Cappen's hanging out on Patreon too tonight. So,
Nice.
Natural's not in the top 10 baseball movies for him. And Michael, I haven't seen the whole thing of The Natural or The Sandlot.
Yeah.
Michael,
Uh,
you've got some movies to watch, my man.
yeah. America says good movie. So
That's a good movie.
I'll have to go back and watch it then for sure. But,
It is absolutely a movie worth watching. You should, if you've not seen it, you should see it. Um, it's a great story, and there's players in your mind that you'll be able to link to that. A lot of people talk about Josh Hamilton was the natural. There's a lot of in your mind you'll think of a player that kind of matches that storyline, but it is a good movie. I just think it's a generation too soon for a lot of us.
yeah, fair. All right, we'll get to Clayton Kershaw. He announced his retirement, then makes his last start at Dodger Stadium. Um, he's first ballot Hall of Fame, right? I mean, no doubt.
I mean, yes, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. We can get into the unanimous debate if you want to, but I mean, he's somebody who probably won't be unanimous because when you look at his stats, I mean, his stats are incredible. The career ERA, some of the winning the MVP, some of the stats he's put up, 3,000 Ks, like he's done some absolutely incredible things. But the stink on him will always be the big game.
Mm-hmm.
He was just not a big game pitcher, and it wasn't always his fault. But he does not have that reputation as a big game pitcher. He did not perform well in pressure packed games. And that is the one thing people are going to look at and say, Hall of Famer? Yes. Like first ballot, sure. But is he really in that upper echelon? I just don't know.
I mean, the career numbers, the compilation of numbers, they're all stacked up, right? There's no doubt he's Hall of Fame. There's no doubt he's first ballot. If, like you said, I think if we're looking at just regular season, he's unanimous.
Yep.
But again, I agree with you. The playoff stink behind him it's not necessarily great. I don't know exactly what those postseason numbers are, but I just recency bias. The last few postseasons, he has not been great. And Brian, this honestly isn't a bad point. He was often misused in the postseason. I mean, we have talked about the Dodgers numerous times about having the opener, and then the starting pitching comes in after like an opening bullpen arm, just because they're like playing the matchups and stuff. Like Clayton Kershaw isn't used to that. Clayton Kershaw is used to going out at 2:00 in the afternoon, getting his pregame routine in, getting his bullpen session in, and then going out and starting on the mound. Not coming in the third with a clean inning after the bullpen, two arms in the bullpen have pitched the first 2 innings because they like the matchups better there. So
Yeah.
maybe part of that is on Dave Roberts, or if Dave Roberts isn't making the calls, the front office.
Well, it
I
even
don't
goes
know.
back before Dave Roberts early in his career. I mean, he's always had
Fair.
playoff struggles. And that's why I say, like, it's not all his fault. He's been on teams that just puked up in the playoffs, and it wasn't all on him. He's had some good starts that he's lost. He's also blown up a bunch of times in deciding games. But his career playoff stats, he's 13-13 with a 4.49 ERA.
Yeah, not going to get it done.
213 Ks over 39 appearances. I mean, his playoff ERA is almost double his regular season ERA. I think a lot of pitchers have higher playoff ERAs because it's cold, the games are tighter, blah, blah, blah. But he doesn't have that reputation as a big game pitcher. You look at his stats and his ERA climbs later in the year. His highest ERA of the regular season is in September, and then the playoffs the highest ERA in the entirety of his career. He just is not known as a big game pitcher. But at the same time, he's a career record of 222 and 96. He has lost less than 100 games.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
Career ERA of 2.54. I mean, this is a guy who, if he hadn't been slowed down the last few seasons, like really kind of the last 4 or 5 seasons, he's been not full strength. Could have been a guy who could have made a run to get closer to 300. But the regular season stats are disgusting. He was absolutely incredible. He just is not a big game playoff pitcher.
Yeah. I'm with you. I like CC Sabathia was a first ballot Hall of Famer, and I mean, was CC really good? Yeah, really good at his peak. Kershaw's even better at his peak. It was potentially no hit stuff every time Kershaw went out at one point in his career there. There was a stretch where it was just like, no one can touch this guy. No one. But playoffs are that black cloud for sure. Now, what I'm asking you, if he had a completely dominant postseason resume, but didn't quite get to 3,000, maybe he's, 29,900, 2,900 Ks. He's at what is he at? 220 something for wins, you said?
222 and 96.
Okay. If he has a better postseason resume, but doesn't quite get to 3,000, is he unanimous then? Right. He has that reputation for big game pitcher, just dominant in the playoffs.
I think that
changes it.
I think in the writers' minds, yes. I think that makes him kind of the elite of the elite. in his era, there are so many guys that will have, playoff pressure pitcher check that he doesn't have. He very well still could be unanimous because the regular season stats are just that good. My only
Yeah.
point is if he's not unanimous, it's going to be because of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian, you're not wrong here. You're not wrong here at all. I mean, possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, crazy. Kurt
Yeah,
Kurt Schilling. Then, yeah, we'll get into borderline Hall of Famers, I am sure, at some point in the offseason. We got plenty of time to get into that stuff, but yeah, I mean, he's first ballot. He's in. He's on the ballot. He's in, no question. Especially, when we're looking through the next few years down the line for Hall of Famers. There's not a lot out there.
No, there's really not. It's a pretty slim pickings. And a comment from Cap, and if they never won a World Series, I think it would be worse. It won't change his numbers, but you can't say he never won the big one, which is absolutely true.
That's
The
fair.
guy's
That's fair.
he's got 2 rings on his hand. How big a role he played in those is irrelevant. He's got 2 rings on his hand. I know that not everybody views the 2020 World Series as a thing. And last year he had little to no impact on that team, but he still has 2 rings on his hand.
Yeah. And that's fair. I know they were drawing comparisons to him. He's like the modern day Sandy Koufax. Obviously too young to know anything really about Sandy Koufax's career other than stories we've read and from people. But yeah, we talked about it a few weeks ago, I think, like the most dominant pitchers of our era that we've been able to see from beginning to end. I think it's Verlander, Kershaw, Scherzer.
Yeah.
I would put them in that order right now.
Yeah, I would probably say that's a fair order. Verlander is heads and shoulders above those 2 guys. And then, I think it probably goes Kershaw, Scherzer. If you want to say Scherzer, Kershaw, I won't fight you.
Yeah.
They were all really, really good. And just to clarify, Kershaw, he had a 4-year stretch where his ERA was under 2.
Yeah, it's gross.
13, 14, 15, 16 had a combined ERA under 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just nasty.
Disgusting.
And they weren't always good teams either.
No. But no one could touch him. Unreal.
Nope. He was must see TV because, to your point, any given night he could go out there and shut anybody down.
Yeah. With ease. Just looked like it was easy.
Well, yeah, and I think when you look at Kershaw's stuff, like he didn't throw 100. He didn't have some crazy pitch. It was fastball, curveball, changeup. That was kind of the whole package.
Yeah. That's all you need, though. His curveball was devastating when he was younger. And you back that up with 92, 93.
Yeah, the only curveball I've seen in my life that was better than his was Zito's.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Only curveball I've seen in real life that was better from a lefty was Zito.
Yeah, I agree. All right. And speaking of aging legends, we have Verlander dealing his last 5 games. Unfortunately, I think the Giants are coming up short, but his last 5 games, 0.87 ERA, 1.03 whip, 28 Ks, and 31 innings pitched. This guy's still got it at 42, right?
Yeah,
he's 42.
Yeah, he's our era.
Yeah, this is remarkable. It's a little bit too late. He's 42, 213 days. He's almost 43. And there's rumblings that he wants to come back next year.
I think he squashed the rumblings. He basically said that he intends to pitch next year. Somebody's going to have him. He feels like he's got unfinished business.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what that unfinished business is. Maybe winning another ring, I guess, would be the only unfinished business you could have at this point. But
I think for him, and I said it a month or 2 ago, I think for him, it's just if he's still got anything left, he's going to keep pitching. He's the kind of guy who is only going to quit when either nobody wants him or he can't physically do it anymore.
Yeah.
But if he can still go out there and pitch, he's absolutely going to go out there and pitch.
Yeah. Yeah, Brian, it took a long time for him to settle in, for sure. It was tough. It was tough to watch
Well,
there for a while, and the Giants
and it
weren't playing well either.
yeah, same. It wasn't all him. I mean, I think he started off 0-8, and in that he had like 4 or 5 quality starts that they lost. It was not a good start for him and that team. The team just seemed lost there for a stretch.
Yeah,
As they figured it out, it seemed like he settled back in. And I mean, now you look at his stat line for the year, and it's kind of sad, but he's 3-10 with a 3.75 ERA, and he's got 127 Ks and 141 innings. I mean, minus the record, that's what you'd expect from a 3-starter anywhere in the league.
right. Yeah.
And he was my comeback player of the year choice because I thought he would do really well in San Francisco at that ballpark. It just hasn't worked out for him, but he hasn't had a bad season.
No. This is a good question, Brian. Is 500 still a lock? Let's say a dude hits 220 for his career and, nails 563. Do you think he's a lock for the Hall of Fame? I mean, 500 is one of those milestone numbers, and Kyle Schwarber's heading there in a hurry. So,
yeah, yeah,
is he a Hall of Famer?
I still feel like 500 is one of those magic numbers where you just can't ignore a guy, and that gets you in. And I think the reality of it is, the idea of hitting 220 for a career is becoming more reality than in past eras, and we're going to have to accept. Andrew Jones gets ragged on for his batting average. He's going to look like a superstar, like a high contact guy when some of these guys hit the ballot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cappin says in the chat he'll be coming out of the bullpen in his 50s.
Yeah, and Danny, this is a great point. I would say Verlander's unfinished business is 300 wins, but he still needs to win 35 games. 35 games is a lot, especially if you're pitching for that Giants team. You said he was 3-10. Yeah, that's almost a lost season for him, right? If that's what he's trying to get to, he's trying to get to that 300 win milestone. It's a lost season at age 42. That's a tough pill to swallow.
It is. The window is closing. You're doing everything you can to hold it open, and you lose a whole season. That was not all your fault. That team, that Giants team, it's been the tale of like 3 seasons. They started out great. For the middle half, they absolutely sucked wind.
Yeah.
And they've come on strong in the last month. But, he unfortunately got caught in kind of the vortex of the worst part of it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, again, I think this guy could be and should be, to be completely honest, our next unanimous Hall of Famer. He's head and shoulders above anybody in this era. Hitters, anything like that. Like if Mike Trout didn't get injured, we're talking about, maybe another unanimous coming out, but injuries have killed Mike Trout. Has Justin Verlander been hurt here or there? Like, yes, but the dude was such a workhorse for the first 20 years that it's like, yeah, in my eyes, this guy deserves to be unanimous.
Yeah. I mean, the body of work is obscene. I mean, Verlander, it's MVP, Rookie of the Year, 9-time All-Star, 2 ERA titles, Player of the Year, 3 Cy Youngs, a Triple Crown, 2 World Series. I mean, it's kind of grotesque what he's accomplished.
Yeah. Tony, don't get us started on our Red Sox here. It's a tough one. We'll get into it later, but man, oh man, you can see in our background like we're huge Red Sox fans, but this wild card race is going to be nuts. And Thomas, I'm with you here. No way he gets to 300. I think Brian said back maybe a retirement tour with Detroit.
Love that idea.
I do too. And honestly, that's where I thought he was going this offseason with the Tigers needing starting pitching. I thought that's where he was going to go. But 35 is a lot. And
it is.
That's 2.5 more seasons before you hit that milestone.
Yeah, good seasons too. Like you can't have another one of these 3-10 years where you can't get any run support. Like you just can't. You won't be able to survive that way.
Yeah. What do you think the league average in wins is? Probably 10, 12?
I mean, it's probably in that 8 to 10 range.
Yeah, I 8 to 12 wins in a season is the league average. Is crazy. It
I mean,
blows my mind.
we've got nobody. I think in Real, I think the only person maybe would be Freed who could win 20. He's got to win his last two because I think he has two more.
Yeah.
He could squeak in and win 20, but I think we're looking at another season without a 20 game winner.
I think Max Fried could skip his last start if the Yankees clench and they start
I would, yeah,
setting up their rotation.
I'd not be surprised if you don't see him go out. But you got, I mean, you look across the league and you've got 118 game winner, 317s, 115, and everybody else is 14 or less.
Yeah.
You know, Logan Webb, who we consider to be one of the top pitchers in the league, is 14 and 11 on the same team.
Right.
If that gives you any indication of the Giants season, Logan Webb's got a 3.27 ERA and he's 14 and 11.
Yeah. And 3.27 is one of the lowest DRAs in the league right now.
Yeah,
other than Paul Scanes, but I mean that's
right.
a different
Pretty
animal,
good
but
ERA.
yeah. Yeah. But in my eyes, Verlander's unanimous. We just got to get there. But looks like we're still another 8 to 9 years out before he's even on the ballot. So we will see.
Yeah. A comment over here from Michael. He doesn't think Verlander will be unanimous.
I mean,
sure. I don't know anymore what gets you unanimous. I think if neither Kershaw nor Verlander are unanimous, then I don't know what the rules are. One of those guys has got to be unanimous.
I don't think he'll be unanimous. I think he should be unanimous. There is a huge difference in that. So,
yep.
Yeah. No, it's not Ted at the 99 All-Star game in the picture behind me. It's actually Johnny Pesky holding the World Series trophy in 04, and it's autographed. So that's one of my favorite ones. I love that picture.
Yep. Capping because the Ichiro writer is still out there.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. That person is still out there, whoever they are.
Yeah. Rays just scored another one. They're up 4-1 in the bottom of the sixth. I think Josh Lowe home run. Brutal. All right. Let's get to Cal Raleigh. 55 and 56 in the same game. Most home runs by a switch hitter, passes Mantle. Then hits 57 the next night, hit 58 today. Are we on watch to break Aaron Judge's record of 62?
Sure. I mean, every time we think there's going to be a slowdown, Cal Raleigh goes off and hits 3 over a weekend and just says, hey, by the way, guys, 4 this weekend.
Yeah.
Hey, just in case you guys are wondering, like I'm still hitting.
Yeah.
And also I'm surprised Houston pitched him as much as they did too during that series. You would have thought the perfect time not to pitch to Cal Raleigh would have been in a really important series against the Astros, and they chose to pitch to him.
I said that, I think it was the Sunday or Thursday you weren't on, and we were talking about this was, does Schwarber get to 60? Does who hits more in the regular season? And I'm like, Raleigh's going into Houston. They would be stupid to pitch to this dude. Stupid.
Yep. And they did.
Every
single time.
And the Astros are paying for it because they're pretty much out of this thing because they don't have any tiebreakers, I think, across the board. Maybe only the Red Sox, I think they got tiebreakers.
Yeah, they don't own a tiebreaker against anybody, I believe, but the Red Sox.
Yeah.
And they got the Guardians literally right on them.
Yeah, crazy.
So do the Tigers, for that matter. The Tigers are a mess.
Yeah.
Lost 9 of their last 10 and 6 in a row.
Yeah. And Tony, to go back to the Ichiro thing, whoever was the guy that didn't make them mad. Yeah, made us mad too. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, he's the hit king. Don't care what anybody says. We're with you. I think his Japan stats should count because it's the Baseball Hall of Fame, not the MLB Hall of Fame. So for me, he should be crowned the hit king in Cooperstown because he is. But that's just me.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so in the chat, we got Captain's calling for 60. Michael's calling for 61. And as Michael says, my Braves with the Tigers. That says a lot. Tigers are falling apart.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But I think that you're seeing Cal Raleigh continue to hit. You're seeing Gino heat back up.
Yeah.
Thankfully the Mariners dodged a bullet with Brian Wu. I mean, if they're going to keep fighting for playoff positions and the games are going to matter, Cal Raleigh's going to keep hitting. Yeah, I think there's no reason to not think he's going to hit 60.
Yep. The Guardians are 4-2 against Houston this season. Right. So yeah. So Guardians have the tiebreaker there too. So just insane. But yeah, Cal Raleigh passes Mickey Mantle, most home runs by a switch hitter, and then just also passes Griffey for the team record with 57. So yeah. Griffey hit 56 twice, back-to-back years. I think it was 98, 99, if I'm remembering correctly. Could have been 97, 98. I don't remember. Whatever. 2 of those 3 years back-to-back of 56. Raleigh passes him. And I agree with you, Thomas, 100% here. Mariners are the team to beat right now. Like you said, if Brian Wu went out, I think the Mariners could be in trouble. But since they did dodge that major bullet, like you said, I think the Mariners are the team to beat right now. Brian says 63. All right, he wants him to break the record. I want him to.
Love it.
But
I mean, that'd be one way for Cal Raleigh to say, "Look, now you can't avoid voting for me for MVP if I go and smash this guy's record."
Right.
And in reality, who had on their bingo card Cal Raleigh chasing 60 home runs back in April? Because I know I didn't.
No, that wasn't a thought in anyone's mind.
No.
It's absolutely crazy. And they're saying it's the adjustment he made from the right side. They said, the last few years was a black hole from the right side. He made that little adjustment, and he's been able to get to balls and have extreme power from the right side too. So,
and the torpedo bat probably doesn't hurt.
Nope, probably helps.
But I mean, this is the guy whose career high in home runs was 34. And I mean, last year he hit 220 with 34 and 100. That's insane. Yeah. And now he's going to come back with potentially 60 and 120 plus from the catcher position, which is just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Captain says Cal did. Cal's the only guy that believed that was going to happen.
Facts. Yeah. And John, this is a good point too. With the focus coming off batting average the last few years, I'm shocked so many people are up in arms that he's only hitting 250.
I think honestly, and I mentioned this a few weeks ago, I think people are so fixated on that because there's never been an MVP awarded to a batter that hit less than 250. And I know, Nick, you fact checked that, but there's never been an MVP to get that award with a batting average of less than 250. He would be the first. And if Schwarber gets in the NL, which we all know Shohei will get it, but if Schwarber were to get in the NL, you could actually have 2 guys hit less than 250 get the MVP award, which it just breaks the brains of your baseball purists.
Yeah. Tony, I think Nintendo still does own part of the Mariners. I can't remember. John Temple or somebody or Captain can tell us that. I think they might be. I can't remember.
I think they're still a minority owner.
Yeah. For me, I've been saying this all along, and I am not. I don't think you can talk me off this soapbox, if you will. This is Cal Raleigh's year to win the MVP. The Mariners are not where they are without his production. Are the Yankees still there without Aaron Judge? You could argue yes. I mean, they got 7 guys in their lineup with 20 home runs plus. The Yankees would still be at the top of the division battling for a wild card spot, even without Aaron Judge. Now, I'm not slighting Aaron Judge in the least. I've said that for the past month. The dude is a beast. He leads in all the other offensive categories. But if we're talking about most valuable, and I know this is where the gray area is across fans, across writers even, we need to rename this award. This is not the most valuable player award. This is the most outstanding player award. You're giving it to the best player. If you're giving it to the best player, sure, give it to Aaron Judge. If it is most valuable, it goes to Cal Raleigh. And you can't talk me off that soapbox.
Yeah, I mean, the reality of it is if Cal Raleigh played right field, Aaron Judge probably wins it because he literally is having one of the best offensive seasons we've probably ever seen. The fact that Cal Raleigh's doing this out of the catcher position makes it that much more impressive. Because, I mean, Cal, if you take Cal Raleigh out of the catcher position, he's Kyle Schwarber with a glove on. Numbers are very similar: high strikeouts, low batting average, lots of pop. But to be a catcher with one of the top pitching staffs in baseball and to be still playing a Gold Glove caliber catcher and hitting like this, and unless Aaron Judge is going to go out there and start pitching too, there's nothing else I think he could do to argue he's more valuable. You could go out there and hit 350. I don't think it matters. When a catcher gives you this, I don't think there's an argument.
No. Yeah, he's a monster catcher. I mean, there's no other way to describe him right now. He is a beast. And for me, he is the most valuable to the Mariners than Judge is to the Yankees. Now, is Judge valuable? Hell yeah, he's valuable because he is a presence in that lineup. But man, oh man, it's for me, it's Cal Raleigh MVP. But I threw this out on Thursday. Could we have co-MVPs? Could writers be completely split down the middle with these guys?
No, I mean, sure, I hate the co-MVP thing. I really do. It's, we don't have co-World Series winners. We don't have co-division winners. We don't have co-anything in baseball. Let's not create awards with co-winners because we're too afraid to make a decision. Pick one. Like, place your vote. There's an odd number of you for a reason. Somebody wins. Yeah. I hate the idea of splitting the award because it's just not fair to either guy. Somebody is the MVP, and whatever your metric is in your mind, everybody has an MVP. Just vote for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I always laugh at the fact that Schwarber came up as a catcher. He was terrible. Might be the worst catcher I've ever seen behind the plate. And he only got through the minor leagues as a catcher because he could hit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, Terry, I get it. Like, I really do. I respect the hell out of Aaron Judge and who he is as a player. Being a Yankee also helps, right? It's a big market team. He gets out there. The Mariners are on an island in the Pacific Northwest. Like, well, you would say literally and figuratively. But like, I mean, not literally, but you know what I mean. I mean, just like, but the attention has been brought to Cal Raleigh because of what he's doing. And that says something when you're on a team that doesn't get press coverage like the Mariners usually don't get. Like, he's transcending the sport right now. But yeah, I mean, I get it. Aaron, I won't be upset with either one. I really won't. Like, I can get behind and make an argument for both. But for me, it's Cal. End of story.
Yeah, I can't. In any other season, Aaron Judge, sure. I mean, Aaron Judge is having a monster season, even missing, I think, 10 or 12 games.
Yeah,
he's still going to put up grotesque numbers, and is probably the best all-around offensive player in baseball. Like, not even going to argue that. But when a catcher goes out and does this, unfortunately, a guy like Judge has to take a back seat.
Yep, agree.
And over in the chat, Michael was saying, didn't Schilling and Johnson win co-World Series MVP in 2001? Yes, they did. They shared it. That was awful because Randy Johnson was the more dominant of the two, but they split it, which drove me crazy. And then Cap and Schwarber was a better linebacker than a catcher. He and Cal are built like linebackers, not like baseball players.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. I mean, listen, I'm not, even though I'm a Red Sox fan, I'm not trying to put down Aaron Judge, Terry. I promise I am not. And Aaron Judge is a beast. He has hit over 50 home runs numerous times in his career. Like, I get it.
This should be his fourth season of 50 plus.
Yeah. This is a season award, right? It's not a career achievement. It's not a career award. It's a season award. And what Cal's doing is transcending the sport and the catcher position for that matter. We were talking about Salvador Perez when he put up that 48 for Kansas City. Like, we hadn't seen that since Johnny Bench, right? Javi Lopez before that, he hit 47, I think, 46, 47. We had never seen that. So it was just like this, if he gets 60, he's even knocking on the door of 62. For me, it's MVP to Cal Raleigh this year. Now, next year, could it be completely different? Yeah, absolutely. If Aaron Judge is a full-time outfield player, doesn't miss time, then it's a completely different argument. But right now, for me, it's Cal Raleigh.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Judge is the best offensive player in baseball and has been for years. There's nobody in baseball that does more things or is more scary to a pitcher than Aaron Judge. I just, unfortunately, this year, because Cal Raleigh's doing what he's doing out of the catcher position, which is unheard of, he just gets the nod. It doesn't take away from Aaron Judge. It just doesn't make him the most valuable player.
Yeah.
But he's probably the best offensive player, just not the most valuable player.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see which way the writers lean. And from what I've been listening to, they've been split.
Yeah, we prefer built like beer league softball players. I mean,
Facts.
I shared an article on Thursday where league executives are split 50-50. They surveyed 14 league executives. It was 7 chose Raleigh, 6 chose Aaron Judge, and 1 was like, they should split it. I can't make a decision. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, okay. It's there's just no clear line here as to
there is yeah buts on both sides, right? If you're for Cal Raleigh, you're like, listen, 58 home runs, leading the Mariners to the playoffs, and platinum glove catcher. Yeah, but his average is 246. Okay. You have Aaron Judge. He's leading in OPS. He's leading in slugging. He's leading in average. He's
freaking everything.
Yeah, but we've missed time. We're just now DHing. And he's not leading in home runs. So there's buts on both sides. I don't know which way it's going to go. But
yeah, and the argument of DH, they both DH'd a chunk of the year. So it's, right. I mean, even that one, throw that one out.
Right.
It really, honestly, if Aaron Judge wins the award, I'm not going to be upset. He's had a deserving season. If Cal Raleigh wins the award, I'm not going to be upset. He's had a deserving season. It comes down to, how do you define value? This is not the most outstanding player. This is not the best offensive player. This is the most valuable player.
Yeah.
And that's why we've seen pitchers win it on occasion. It's all in how you define value.
Yep. But Ken Rosenthal came out. I saw a clip with him. He said MVP goes to the most outstanding player. Okay, great. Then change it to the MOP, the most outstanding player. Don't give them the MVP. It's two totally different things in my mind.
Yeah, and I'm sure that Aaron Judge will clean up the other awards, and he'll get the most outstanding, and he'll get the best offensive from all the other Baseball Americas of the world. He'll get a Silver Slugger. He'll get all the notoriety he deserves. But when it comes to value, and it's as Michael says in the chat, take their names off their stats. If you get that stat line from a catcher, he wins it. If you say, hey, a catcher's going to give you 60 home runs and 120 RBIs, you're going to say, holy crap, that's the guy I want over an outfield who's going to hit, 52 and drive in, the same number of RBIs. Out of the catcher position, that's unheard of. Most of your catchers in this league can barely friggin' hit.
Right. Yeah, with platinum glove status.
Right.
So, yeah. But,
brutal.
Man.
It's brutal, but I mean, it sucks for Aaron Judge. He's having an absolutely monster season, and people are like, maybe he doesn't get it. That stinks.
Right. All right. Let's go over to Trevor Story here. We were 31 for 31 in stolen bases. It's the most consecutive stolen bases without being caught since 1920. He did get thrown out going for his 32nd in a row. I think actually this series.
Yeah, just a couple days ago.
Yeah. But crazy run by Trevor Story. And this guy finally showing up for the Red Sox. Can stay on the field. He's playing a really good shortstop. He's made some errors, don't get me wrong, but he has made some incredible plays this year. He's found his bat. He's got the consistent offense going. He is a huge reason why the Red Sox are where they are right now.
Yeah. And he's played almost as many games this season as he played in the previous 3 years with the Red Sox combined. The Red Sox have been robbed of Trevor Story since he got to town. He played 94 games, got hurt, missed most of 23, nearly all of 24, and you finally gotten a full healthy season out of him this year, and you're seeing who he can be. Unfortunately, you lost his age 30, 31 seasons. You're getting his 32 season. A big chunk of his prime is gone, but he's showing that he is an elite level shortstop still when he's healthy.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think a Trevor Story is a big speed guy. I kind of forget about that in his game because he's stolen 20 bases a bunch of times. But this is his best stolen base season. He's actually improved number-wise, obviously caught stealing too, over previous career highs. So he continues to evolve.
Yeah.
And I think as a Red Sox fan, it's exciting to finally get to see him after 3 kind of lost years.
Yeah. I mean, the shoulder injury, not to his fault, but I mean,
No,
that one was bad.
It just stinks. Like it's same thing with Chris Sale, the falling off a bike and then getting your finger whacked by a line drive. Like sometimes you can't control this stuff. It just sucks.
Yeah. Tony, yes, he'll leave like everyone else. And we knew that though. When we signed Trevor Story, we knew he was going to be a stopgap because we had Marcelo Meyer in the minors. And Marcelo Meyer's still coming back. Like he's on the IL, unfortunately, with Roman Anthony. It stinks. But we knew that Trevor Story was going to be a stopgap for us. We were actually surprised that he got the length of years that he got with Meyer in the playoffs. But it is what it is. It's just nice to see him finally performing at the clip that we expected when we first got him.
Yep. Yeah, and so it was a 6-year, $140 million contract. He's got 3 years, $55 million remaining. He does have an opt-out this offseason. Most people believe he won't exercise it. He'll stay in Boston because he probably won't find a better market than what's left on that contract. However, it's been a great season for him, and who knows? Maybe he'll look around at the marketplace and go, you know what? Maybe it's worth taking a shot.
Yeah, especially with the young kids coming up and breaking down the doors.
Yeah,
we'll see. Sprint speed, he's like in the top 3% in the league right now. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I just always, and the hard part is because we haven't seen him, I just always kind of forget he's fast.
Right.
You think of him as a kind of a power hitter, gap line drive guy. You don't really think of the speed. It's like a bonus.
Yeah.
And so, Michael was saying in the chat, 163 games from 2022 to 2024. He's already at 152 in 2025.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 9 games off the total of the last 3.
Yep. So,
crazy.
And he's just been consistent, and that's what the Red Sox have needed this year, especially with all the inconsistency at the beginning of the year with Devers and all that noise. It's been a breath of fresh air. So I just hope it's enough to get the Red Sox at least in. Just get us dancing, please.
Yeah.
Because it's anybody's game.
And don't forget, I mean, he had a great start to this year. Then he had an absolutely miserable middle of the year to the point where a lot of us, including myself, was calling for him to be benched and to put Meyer in. He was so terrible for the middle third of the year. And he found it one day, and he's been absolutely outstanding ever since, which is good to see him bounce back because it didn't look good there for a stretch. It looked like he had really kind of lost it.
Yeah. Speaking of the Sox, they've pulled within 1. It's 4-3 in the bottom of the 7th. So let's see if the
this team's not out. They're not out of a game. They can score.
Yeah, it's just the bullpen can also let the other team score. That's
bullpen's great at letting the other team score too, though.
Yeah. All right, Mike Trout, 59th member of the 400 club. Now, we were talking about unanimous. This guy's obviously first ballot. What this guy does is ridiculous when he's on the field. Is he a what-if player for you? Now, I know that might be crazy for me to say because of the numbers we've put up, and he is a clear Hall of Famer. Does he still fall into your what-if category?
He might be the greatest what-if player I've ever seen. And I say that because from basically for the last 5 years, he's lost effectively 2.5 full seasons.
Yeah.
Which, that would be another 80 to 100 home runs, another couple hundred RBIs. another 350 hits. I just think his career looks a lot, and also losing 2020. That's another thing we got to think about with this era of players that they lost 100 games in 2020 on top of all that. So really you've lost 3 seasons of Mike Trout over the last 6.
Yeah.
And it's sad. And even before that, like you had a 114 season, a 130 season. When this guy was healthy and on the field, he was absolutely heads and shoulders the best guy on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fade started, and it was caused by injuries. And now you can see it in his game. The swing is still there, the quickness is still there, but he can't let it go anymore. He can't just play freely. He is very much controlling what he does because he knows he can't cut it loose like he used to. And he's playing it like, 60%, 70% capacity to try to just stay healthy.
Which is still better than 80% of the league, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, but in what world did you think what looks like it's going to be a 130 game season for Mike Trout's going to be a 1 WAR season?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I never saw a world in which that's what you get.
No. Brandon, since there's only one of us wearing a hat, I'll take the compliment wherever I can get it. But yeah, it's definitely me. I'm the sexy chick in the hat. So
just be careful because he'll start showing leg and nobody wants that.
Yeah, that's what Patreon's for.
Yeah.
All right.
as Michael says, 70% of Trout is still Hall of Fame material, and it is
1,000%.
I mean, this is a guy who was trending to be on the Mount Rushmore of Major League Baseball, and now he's going to be just another one of those guys who was really good.
Yeah.
And he's still going to be a Hall of Famer, and we're still going to remember all the stuff that he did. But you're never going to see the full potential of what he could have been.
No, and that's why like people laugh at me when I say Griffey is a what if player. They're like, what? He should have been the first unanimous Hall of Famer. I go, yeah, but look at the games he missed from injury. We're looking at someone said it to me today. I can't remember who did, but it's like we're looking at him and Barry Bonds almost at the same time racing for Hank Aaron's record.
Yep.
If Griffey's healthy. Like, I mean, absolutely crazy. So,
I mean Griffey lost.
For me.
Griffey lost like 3 seasons, almost 3 seasons worth of games in his prime.
Yeah.
At least 2 when I'm looking at it. It's at least 2 to 3 seasons worth of games in his prime. Yeah. And you could argue that look at Ted Williams. He missed 3 of his prime seasons to the WAR. Like there's a lot of guys out there that would look a lot different.
Willie Mays too. Willie Mays probably has the home run record, has the home run crown, if it wasn't for the
good
WAR.
Chance. Yeah, and John, this is a funny point. I mean, Mickey Moniak has had an amazing year in Colorado, and they couldn't get him out of Anaheim fast enough. And now he's I mean, granted it's Colorado, but he's had a great season.
Yeah.
And Thomas, when Trout was healthy, he was absolutely one of the best, and the injuries just killed him, and the degenerative back condition, and it's just so sad to see a guy like that get cut down like he was.
Yeah.
And then Michael wanted to point out in the chat that 80% of Nick's leg is worth Patreon. So just saying.
Love it. Thanks, buddy. I love the support. That's why you guys are here. Just support me and my habit.
Yeah.
All right.
For sure.
That. All right. So since we're kind of talking about the Angels and whatever that is, we'll talk about this. They will finish 500 for the 10th year in a row, which is insane. And to put this into reference, the Rockies and the Pirates are next longest at 7 seasons.
Yep.
And I mean, how? You had Trout and Ohtani on your team at the time, the 2 best players in MLB, you could argue. And you're still not able to piece together a winning season.
I mean, the hard part with the Shohei Trout thing is that Shohei didn't show up until 2018 when Trout was already starting to miss time. So you didn't have Trout and Ohtani together that much, or as much as you would have liked, but still, you had 2 of the 5 best players in all of baseball on the same team and did nothing with it. Now, granted, because you added Rendon thinking he'd be the third musketeer of that group, and that was an utter disaster.
He single-handedly killed that franchise.
I
Single-handedly.
totally agree. Totally agree.
Single-handedly killed that franchise.
And so you went and you got the third musketeer who could never get on the field, and that prevented you from being able to ever get the offense to where you thought it would be, because you got Trout missing time, and then you got Rendon never playing, and you couldn't build out the pitching because you didn't have the offense, and that team just went into a death spiral because you already saw Trout beginning to decline. Shohei had a Tommy John in the middle of all that. You had Rendon never on the field. Like, it was a perfect storm of circumstances that let that whole kind of era of Angels baseball just go right down the toilet.
Yeah. I mean, to go back to Rendon, he has that huge 2019. The Nationals don't win without that playoff run that dude had. It was ridiculous. Huge home runs, big hits. Like, deserved the contract. I mean, you earn your contracts in October. Let's be honest.
He was a monster.
He gets to Anaheim, signs that huge contract. They're expecting them to just, like you said, kind of blow teams out with their offense. You got Ohtani, Trout, Rendon, bang, bang, bang. You can fill in pieces around them, and you're kind of banking on that. Now he doesn't get on the field. He doesn't want to be on the field. He comes out and says that regularly.
Yep.
And you have nowhere to get pitching. You have nowhere to get filler pieces. You can't even trade for anybody because these contracts are astronomical. Like, I think the best thing the Angels could have done, honestly, was find somebody to take Ohtani at the deadline before he went to free agency. To me, like, if you want to rebuild and you know you're going to lose Shohei Ohtani because there's no way you're going to be able to keep up with that sweepstakes, you got to get something for him. Like the Nationals pulling the trigger on Soto when they did. Listen, we're not going to be able to afford this guy. $800 million is what this guy got. We can't afford that. Like, we're going bankrupt. We need to get something for them now. And they did. They got CJ Abrams. They got Mackenzie Gore. They got James Wood. They got a whole bunch of guys, right? Mm-hmm. So the Nationals did it the right way. The Angels they needed to do that. And they didn't. And Rendon, again, handcuffed them. That's probably why they couldn't. They didn't have any money to send with Ohtani. So then, therefore, because it's all in Rendon's pocket, and it's just destroyed them. It's destroyed that franchise, and they haven't been able to quite get out of the basement yet. Now, they do have some young guys that I think could take another step. Zach Neto is disgusting. Logan O'Hoppe is a great offensive catcher coming up. He's great. They have pieces. I just don't know. Does the Trout contract kind of hinder them a little bit too? I don't know.
I mean, it's a big contract.
Yeah.
For sure. In a team that's not necessarily in a huge market.
10 and 400, right? Something like that.
Yeah, 10 and 426 or whatever. Yeah, it's 40 plus a season.
Yeah.
But the sad part is 2020 was when Rendon came over. That was going to be when the Angels' fortunes changed. We all know COVID screwed the season up. Ohtani had a terrible season, hit $190, ended up hurt towards the end of the year and gone. Trout had an okay season. I should say Trout had a good season, finished 5th in the MVP. Rendon had a good season, finished 9th in the MVP. They had no pitching. And then poof, everybody just kind of vanished after that, and they were all so rarely on the field together.
Yeah. Yeah, Danny, this is a good point. And Anaheim is where careers go to die. Mo Vaughn, I could argue Albert Pujols, not really. I mean, he's still raked.
Josh Hamilton.
Yeah, and Rendon. But, I mean, Pujols to an extent, but the dude still got to 700 homers. So I don't know.
Well, I think the problem is the Angels are picking these guys up in the latter part of their career. And
that's fair. Yeah. So I get that point. Rendon or not, I don't think owners can play the don't have any money card at any time. I think there's a couple organizations, aka Rockies and Pirates, that can probably play that card to a certain extent. Now, the Rockies definitely, we all know the Pirates track record. They're just cheap and nutting knows he's cheap. He releases all these guys before incentives are due with
It's
no
an owner who
penalties. So why
doesn't
not?
care.
Yep. The Rockies are just in a not great market. They just aren't. And I don't think the owners really, they can't net enough to spend back on their team.
No, I mean, the Rockies are in a good size market, not a great market, but it's okay, with a good fan base that will come out. They've got an ownership group that does not have nearly the same level of capital to deploy as many of the other owners do. And they're trapped in we have to take on the Tampa Bay Rays model of develop and build from within, but that's challenging when you don't quite have the pieces in place to do that.
Yeah. Don't have many is different than won't spend. And yeah, 1,000% agree with that, John, for sure.
Yeah, but take a look around baseball right now, and you'll see that most of these teams, even the ones that we make fun of, there's not a lot of money left. There's not a lot of profit being taken out. There's not a lot of. It's not like these owners are sitting there. Some of them are, but not many of them are sitting there just stacking cash. It costs a hell of a lot of money to operate a Major League Baseball club, and the revenue, the difference between what the Dodgers, Yankees, and Red Sox make versus the rest of the league is huge. And it is challenging for some of these middle to smaller market teams. They just, unless you're an owner who wants to keep writing a check every year and throwing money into it, which why would you buy a team to just keep spending money on it? They don't have a lot of moves. Well, and Steve Cohen has got huge revenue and still throws money at it. But he's also a level of wealth that the Rockies don't have.
Right.
I mean, he can throw $100 million at this thing. That would be almost 10% of these guys' net worth. You do that a few times, and all of a sudden you can't afford to own the team anymore. So I do think that the economic model of baseball is challenging, and I think you're seeing that come out now in a big way with the way the owners feel, the whole salary cap conversation. But could they spend more? Sure. Artie Moreno's got money. But is he going to keep throwing money year after year after year into a team? I mean, would you buy a $2 billion team and throw $50 million a year of your cash into it year after year and never make anything from it? I mean, I think you'd be insane to do that. And these guys didn't get crazy wealthy by buying businesses that suck.
Yeah. I deal with the pole lads with the Twins. They hoard their money and refuse to spend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
every ownership group is different.
Yes. And as Red Sox fans the last few years, that's what we've been so, frankly pissed off about is the Red Sox ownership group is trying to build the Fenway Sports Group. And we're like, why aren't you guys spending? Like, we are a big market team. Why are we acting like we're the Baltimore Orioles and the Tampa Bay Rays? Like, what are we doing? Now, we are, prospering from the young talent stacked by Chaim Bloom. But besides the point, like, we weren't that far off. Like, one free agent key piece could have made us contenders, and we just never did it.
Yep.
Like, we went on that run in 21, like, was it a little fluke? Yeah, but we made moves at the deadline. We got Schwarber. He came in and pounded for us that back half of the season. You almost forget that Kyle Schwarber was in the Red Sox for a little bit.
I know, and then Kike carried them for other times.
Oh my God, Kike! That's the hottest I've ever seen anybody in any stretch of time. That was ridiculous. That run that Kike Hernandez went on, but we're like, why aren't you spending? And then later on, we're finding, they're buying the PGA Tour. Oh, they're buying a basketball team. Oh, they're buying this. They're buying that. And we're like,
the Penguins, the Liverpool. Yeah. I mean, and hey, when you are a billionaire sports owner, you have the ability to play that game. And I don't fault them for it. It's just, it's tough as a fan to watch the ownership group that brought you to the promised land 4 times all of a sudden just pull back the reins without any explanation.
Yep. Agree.
Like, hey, more power to them. I hope they build a 20, 30, $50 billion sports empire. But like, can we just make sure the Red Sox keep winning? Because that'd be super.
Right. Thanks.
Like, do what you want with your money, but just give us something here.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
And so some of the comments over here, it's, Angels have 16 over 500 seasons since 1991 when the Rockies were formed. The Rockies have 9. Pittsburgh's got 5 in that time frame. And then Michael's got a great point. Cohen is spending a boatload of cash on a team that is potentially going to fall out of the playoffs. So
Great timing, Larry. Mets are
yeah,
out of contention. Yeah, agree.
I mean that's an incredibly expensive team not to make the playoffs. But we said it back in spring training. They didn't have the pitching, and they defied the odds for months, and then finally couldn't.
It's catching up. Yep, crazy. All right, now we're gonna start making our way into the playoff races here. This is where I'm gonna throw my hands up and say I don't know what the hell's gonna happen at this point. But so we got Bo Bichette done for the regular season. We're not really sure the status. Blue Jays clinched today, but we're not really sure the status of him coming back for the playoffs. Will Smith is done for the year for the Dodgers. How are we feeling about the Blue Jays and Dodgers now if these two don't come back?
Yeah, so the latest update, I was just checking because there hadn't been much on Bo the last couple of days. The latest update was from today, where he is progressing well. They expect him back for the playoffs.
Okay, nice.
Of course, they're going to say that so the fan base doesn't get down, but let's assume that's true. Since he's gone out, their offensive production's been cut almost by half. He's been the catalyst for that team all year, finally doing what we thought he would do. Without Bo Bichette, that Blue Jays team is not very scary. They can still score runs, but without him at the top setting the tone and getting the line moving, they're not as scary in offense. So without Bo Bichette, the Blue Jays are done. If he comes back, the Blue Jays become a really interesting playoff team. Will Smith is definitely out. Like there's no scenario where he comes back for any part of the playoffs based on what I read yesterday.
Yeah.
And he's been their most consistent hitter all year. Now, Shohei's got all the crazy big numbers, but a lot of that came on late. He's had a great kind of last 2 months. He was not having a great first half of the year. Will Smith has been there all year, hitting, coming up in big moments. He's got so many walk-offs for them. He's been such a big part of that offense. And there's a reason the Dodgers have been not great the last little stretch here, because without him in that lineup, that is a different team. I don't think losing Will Smith is a death blow to that team when you've still got Shohei, Freeman, and Betts. You're still going to hit. Max Muncy's back. It's like you're still going to hit. But it's just one more important player that the Dodgers don't have going forward.
Yeah.
And you're just layering problems on a team that has been really unimpressive since the All-Star break.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to piggyback all those points. Shohei was, kind of really nowhere to be found. He's turned it on heavy especially the last couple weeks. He's been hitting the ball out of the yard regularly. Getting Tommy Edman back, also huge lift for the Dodgers.
We were like, where's Tommy Edman? And he hits a home run last night. I'm like, oh, there's Tommy Edman. He's back.
There he is. So, I mean, that's huge. But you're right. Will Smith's OBP was like off the charts for like the first 4 or 5 months. So I think it's a big loss. I have a lot of question marks about the Dodgers. I really do. I don't know if they can survive the NL playoffs. I'm kind of with you, Danny. I think I'm leaning towards the Phillies right now, which is crazy because with Zach Wheeler out, you'd think that, Phillies are done too. I mean, every team has a question in the NL right now, I think. I don't think we're going to get to the Brewers here in a second, but every team's got a question mark. What are you going to get out of your starting pitching from the Dodgers in the playoffs? How is Dave Roberts going to use them? I don't know. The thing about the Dodgers
and the bullpen's been terrible.
Terrible. Now, and that's why Roberts has been letting his starters go deep into games these last few games. I don't know if you've watched them, but they're going 7 innings, 8 innings because he knows the bullpen will cough it up.
Dodgers fans have nicknamed their bullpen the blowpen.
Yeah, not good.
Like that's what they refer to it as.
I'm kind of mad us as Red Sox fans didn't think of that first, but whatever. I'll cut my losses. Teoscar Hernandez, John, you're right, due to get hot too, and he's one of those guys that will show up in big moments. So the Dodgers have the team that can outslug any team on any given night. I'm not trying to take anything away from them. They're talented. They are. And if their starting rotation is right at the right time, they'll be a hard team to get out. They will. It's the Dodgers. I don't know. Just something seems a little off to me with them. I've watched the whole Philly series. with them. I watched every pitch of that series. Don't ask me why. I just did. I think it was because mostly it was the only late night game on lately. But there just seems to be something a little off with that. And I don't have a particular thing I can point out. They just seem a little off. But that's just my own personal opinion.
No, I think that the Dodgers have been off. They've been one of the 5 worst teams in baseball since the All-Star break, record-wise. They can't consistently get anything together. They can pitch, then they don't hit. They can pitch and they hit, but the bullpen blows it. They just consistently, they've been fighting something constantly for the last few months. And yes, they've gotten healthier. Guys are coming back, but they're not really showing a lot of signs of improvement. They're still fighting the same fights. They're still struggling. They're still losing series to teams they shouldn't lose to.
Yeah.
And this is a team that we went from thinking they're going to be a 120 win juggernaut to like, man, this is a team that is like just fighting to remain at the top of the division. I don't know how scary they are in the playoffs. That bullpen, which was an absolute strength last year, is an absolute weakness this year. The lineup's inconsistent. Starting pitching's inconsistent. I don't know what to expect out of them in the playoffs. Losing Will Smith hurts. He was consistent. He was very consistent, very stable. Yeah. But they still have an insane amount of talent.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's get over to the Brewers. Brandon Woodruff, 15-day IL. Now, we have talked about the Brewers ad nauseum the last few weeks about being one of the most complete teams in baseball. How are we feeling about this? I mean, they're pitching, I don't know, other than Peralta, who's been dealing all year.
Yeah. This
one hurts a lot because you have a huge question mark in the youngster in Mizorowski.
Yeah, and Woodruff has been good. 7-2, 3.2 ERA and 12 starts. He's looked like he's his old self. High K numbers, just tough to hit stuff. This is a really bad time to go down for a couple of weeks as they kick off the playoffs. Now, the nice thing is they're going to get a break, which will chew up a lot of that. So he should be back sometime during that first playoff series, assuming that there's no setbacks. I just feel bad for the guy because he's had a hell of a long road back. And I think this was a lat. Is that what it was? Was it a lat strain?
Yeah,
something kind of like silly. Yeah. So it's one of those like silly injuries that obviously you have to deal with. I feel bad for Woodruff because he did fight so hard to get back, and to go out at the very end of the season with this kind of injury is just obnoxious.
Yeah, especially coming back from a big one. So
yeah,
crazy.
But I think the impact on the Brewers from this is minimal to maybe none because he will be back in that first series, and he wasn't going to pitch game 1 anyways.
Right.
Peralta has earned the right to start game 1, and I don't think even Brandon Woodruff would argue that he's the guy right now.
Yeah, and that's fair. I mean, I just hope this isn't a 15-day IL stint that gets pushed off and pushed off and pushed off because we're not ready to come back, because then the Brewers are in trouble. He needs to come back for that first round series if the Brewers have a chance. Or not first round series, you know what I mean? Whenever they're playing.
Yep.
Their first round series.
Yeah, you need him on your playoff roster. You need him out there as the number 2 because it's a young team that does not have a lot of playoff experience. They need a workhorse like Woodruff if they're going to be a legitimate contender to the end.
Yeah. John Temple's good. He's made it off the mountain from now. How about the Mariners? Yeah, Mariners complete the sweep. They're in great shape, man. Love
All
it.
I can picture, John, was like you walking through the woods, like holding your phone in the air, trying to find a signal to get some sort of feed for the game. That's all I can envision.
Oh, he messaged me a couple times last night. He's like, "What's the Mariners score? What's the Mariners score?" He's like, "I'm in the corner of my campsite. I need to find the score." So it's awesome. But
man.
All right.
It was a good weekend for Mariners fans. Let's put it that way.
All right, let's get to the rest of the playoff picture. And this is where I just kind of throw my hands up and I go, I don't know what's going to happen in the AL in this next week. So, that was me. Yeah,
for sure.
So Cubs clench, Phillies clench, Blue Jays clench today. Brewers and Dodgers have all clinched their playoff spots. So 4 out of the 5 teams all in the NL. That's almost set here. let's start finishing off the NL, and then we'll try to dissect the AL because I gotta still try to wrap my mind around that. So the NL, we got the Reds. The Reds are what, a game out?
No, they're tied with the Mets now, and they own
Tied
the
with the Mets
tiebreaker.
now. So right now the Reds are in the final wild card spot and in the playoffs.
Yeah, my understanding is that the Reds own the tiebreaker with them, which I have to go back and check because I didn't think they did. But if the season ended right now, today, the Reds are in, the Mets are out.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah, yeah. Michael says the Mets have meted.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And nobody else is pretty much has a shot, right? I mean, mathematically they do, but
Arizona's a game behind those two.
so
and then
they could still sneak in here.
Yeah, San Fran slid to 3 back. 3 back will be hard to close. The Marlins are 4 back. Imagine that for a minute.
The Marlins are 4 back.
Marlins and Cardinals are both 4 games back. Granted, you got to close a 4-game lead with 6 games left, which would be almost impossible, but still pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, is it 7 games left? I'm trying to see how many they played. 6 games.
6, yeah, 2, 3.
Yeah, some of these guys have 6 left, some have 7.
Dang.
So you got the Diamondbacks 1 game back after basically selling off. They're still hanging on.
Who do the Diamondbacks have next? Oh, they got the Dodgers and the Padres to end it.
Yeah. So if they're going to the playoffs, they're going to earn their way there.
Dodgers and Padres to end it.
But
Mets
the Diamondbacks are the kind of team that could go in there and sweep both of those teams, blow them out, and ruin their seasons. That's who the Diamondbacks are.
So the Mets have at the Cubs and at the Marlins. So the Marlins, that could be, if they go in and sweep 3.
The Marlins could screw their season up.
Yep. And put them almost, depending on what the other 2 do, could put them in position to be in a wild card or like a tiebreaker, like the Diamondbacks were last year, waiting for that Mets Braves 2-game doubleheader.
Yeah. So to
finish up.
The Padres are up 5 with 6 games remaining, so they will clinch. The magic number is 1, I think. So Padres are effectively in. So you've got 5 of the 6 spots in the National League accounted for. Then you've got the Reds, Mets, and Diamondbacks all fighting for the last spot, separated by a game. Yeah. And you've got the Reds, who are hot, won 5 in a row. The Mets, who have been a dumpster fire for the last month. And the Diamondbacks, who have won 7 of their last 10 and just don't seem to care that they're not supposed to be there anymore.
Yep. So the Giants do have winnable series coming up. They got the Cardinals for 3, the Rockies for 3.
Yep.
So those are winnable series. They have to go in and take care of business for sure with no, I mean, I would say no losses to have a shot.
Yeah, and they've got to run the table. I mean, they have to be perfect. Yeah, and Michael says I'm a Marlins fan for the rest of the season just to see them spoil the Mets season.
Yep.
I mean, yeah. I think all of us are kind of rooting for the Mets to just fade away and see the Reds slide in and take that last spot. I've not been a believer of this Mets team since spring training. I reluctantly picked them because I was like, I just don't know if the Reds are ready. And I am here to watch them fade away.
Yeah. The Reds got the Pirates for 3 and the Brewers for 3. So in division games there. And maybe the Brewers rest guys at the end. And, they can possibly sneak in there. I don't know. But
yeah.
I think this could be the Red spot.
It's if I'm the Reds, I feel really good about where I am. If I'm the Mets, I am absolutely reeling and scared because I don't have any pitching. I don't have anybody in that rotation I can trust. My offense is awfully inconsistent, and I'm scared. I'm scared about what these next 6 games are going to look like.
Yeah. Now, I love my Arizona Diamondbacks. I really do. But you got to take care of the Dodgers at home and then go on the road at Petco and take care of business. Now that's a tough ask. Do I want to see them there? Yeah, 1,000%. Like, they're my boys. I love them, but I don't quite see that. I mean, you would have to have the Mets and Reds just completely fall out, and then maybe they win 3 out of 6 and slide in.
I mean, the Mets are trying. Don't count them out. If anybody can collapse, it's the Mets.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like if I'm the Reds, I feel like I'm in a good spot. The Diamondbacks, it's a bit of a Hail Mary. The Mets are absolutely just trying to figure out what the hell's going on to attempt to salvage this season. Yeah. And comment from Michael, I just want to laugh in the Mets' face for spending so much and still sitting on the couch watching the playoffs. I mean, this is a great example of, look at these massive payroll teams. It's been a struggle.
Yeah.
It's been a struggle for them.
Yep. So Mike Reed says, let's go Reds. It would be great to have Tito back in the playoffs. Agree. The Reds sweep the Cubs. Yeah. That's who they just swept, right?
Yeah.
I think they
did.
The
Reds are playing great baseball at the right time.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, they can do it. They can do it.
Yeah. Well, and Captain is saying that the Cubs could also just be in cruise control right now too, because they can't change their position. They kind of are where they are. So
that's true.
There may be some backing off there to give guys a breather just to try to get right for the playoffs, because they've had a tough second half.
Yep.
I mean, Pete Crow Armstrong, has anybody seen him? I'm pretty sure last I saw he was on the side of a milk carton in Chicago.
Yeah.
They're still trying to find him.
Yep. So crazy. All right, let's get over to the AL, where for me it's a little bit more murky, if you will, because I just don't know who this last team out is going to be. Because so the Rangers are the first team to looking in from the outside, but they're 5 games back. So I think everyone's done there.
Yep.
Now it is just a 3-team race between the Red Sox, the Guardians, and the Astros. I'm clenching the Yankees. They're 4 games up in the wild card. They're there. Red Sox are a game and a half. They're going to be a game after they lose this game. They're down 7-3 in the top of the 9th. So they're going to be a game up. So you got the Guardians, who are absolutely on fire, and you got the Astros, who are, I mean, they took care of the Rangers, which knocked them out. They swept them.
Yeah.
But then,
which they had to.
Right. So then what happens there? Because not only are the Guardians hot, we'll get to all the comments here. What happened to Detroit? Detroit is folding like cheap lawn chairs. I mean, the Tigers were up 15 and a half games at one point in this season. 15 and a half games. And they are now sitting a game up on the Guardians, or are they tied?
A game up. They're a game up, and the Guardians have the tiebreaker. So, oh no, sorry, the Guardians have the tiebreaker with Houston.
Okay.
So if it comes down to a playoff, if it comes down to a wild card battle, the Guardians. So as it stands right now, the Guardians would have the tiebreaker. Houston's out of the playoffs. Cleveland gets the final spot.
Dang.
Which is wild to think. And you could have Cleveland and Detroit flip-flop. And you could end up with Cleveland winning the division and Detroit in the last wild card spot, which is also wild to think.
Yeah. Now, there are big implications here, because the Red Sox-Tigers series could decide it all.
For both teams.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So the Guardians go to Detroit the next 3. That's much watch. I'm tuning into those. Those are already
that's going to be nuts
on my calendar. And then
whoever makes the schedule, thank you for that.
Right.
Thank you.
And then they finish with Texas. Like I said, Texas is out. Now Boston
and Texas is just falling apart.
Yeah.
Which when Evaldi went down, we said they would fade, and it finally they can't get anybody out.
No. So the Red Sox go to Toronto, and then they finish in Detroit. So depending on what happens in this Guardians-Tiger series, could be huge playoff implications for for the Tigers and the Red Sox, which would be absolutely insane that it could come down to that.
Yeah, I mean, John, as we kicked off this whole conversation, we thought a few weeks ago that the playoff seeding was kind of largely set because you had a bunch of like 5-game, 6-game, 7-game leads that have all evaporated, and now we've got this like 6-game race that I never thought we were going to have this year. It's awesome.
I would have to imagine you guys talked about this before, but was it the worst loss for the Red Sox to lose Frank Kona, or did he just have to leave when he did? It was, I think it was just time. The whole like chicken and beer thing came out, and it wasn't a good look. I mean, I still love Tito. I think he was the best manager the Red Sox had. I would love if he was still sitting on the bench there, but I think it was the right move at the time.
Yeah, it is. His time in Boston had run its course. I mean, he had incredible success. I think as the clubhouse turned over, guys came in that didn't necessarily jive with him like the guys of the past did. I think he lost that clubhouse. And I think it was one of those things where it was time for him to move on. It was time for the Red Sox to move on. Losing him was devastating to us as Red Sox fans. I mean, you think about 2004 and what he meant to that team and what he meant to that team over his whole tenure, being able to mix guys in and settle guys down. And he was so much of their success, but it had run its course and it was time.
Yeah. So, all right, Harrison, what's your final prediction here in the AL? Who are the 3 wildcard teams?
I'm going to go. So this is what I want to have happen. I want to see the division winners be the Blue Jays, the Mariners, and the Guardians. And I want to see it be Yankees, Red Sox, Tigers. I want to see Houston out. I'm just done seeing them in the playoffs. And I think that is how it'll finish. The Tigers have a tough finish. Is it the Guardians and the Red Sox? Who's the finish?
Yeah, they have Guardians and Red Sox to finish.
Yeah, I don't trust this team to play well enough, I should say, to hold off the Guardians. The Guardians are playing with house money right now. I hate to use the gambling term because it's not good for them, but they're playing with house money. Yeah, they're supposed to be dead and buried.
They were 16 games out, for Christ's sakes. It's crazy.
That division was over in June, July. We were like, it's done. Like these teams, and they all sold. And it just hasn't mattered. The Guardians don't care. They just kept coming back. But again, we've said this time and time again on the show. When you play really good, sound baseball, you're really hard to beat too often. Like you can't lose a lot of games and you just play good, solid baseball. And their pitching's been great. Their defense has been great. They're getting just enough offense.
Their starting pitching in this run has a team ERA of like 1.7. Their bullpen ERA is like 1.8.
Yep.
No one's gonna beat you when you're giving up less than 2 runs a game. No one.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Totally true. And yes, John, it absolutely helps when the division leader loses 11-12. The Tigers are imploding. And AJ Hinch came out today and said, I don't know what to tell you. I have no idea what's happening. Like we just can't put it all together. And they've tried to switch the lineup up. They're trying everything they can in Detroit and they just can't figure it out. Everybody's gone ice cold.
Yeah. You hit the nail right on the head. It was exactly what I was going to say. It's Blue Jays, it's Mariners, it's Guardians, and then Red Sox, Yankees, Tigers. I see the Astros falling out. I mean, now that I say that, they probably won't. They end with the Athletics and the Angels. So they have some very winnable games there. So we could see the Guardians leapfrog the Tigers, who had a 15.5 game lead, and completely fall out of the playoffs.
Yep.
Imagine that. You had a team that has to be the biggest collapse, one of the biggest collapses in MLB history, right? At that point, I would think.
It's bad. I mean, it's going to be up there with one of the worst. And Captain was saying, the Cleveland has worked the whole league over. Like everybody wrote them out and they just continue to come back. and battle and fight and win and steal games and steal series. And it's just very quietly have just climbed up the standings. And all of a sudden it's like, holy cow, like here they
Okay.
are.
So, according to Google AI, so take it as you will, the biggest lead in MLB history to not make the playoffs occurred in 2011 when the Boston Red Sox held a 9-game lead in the division, but ultimately lost the series and missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was not a good year.
That was a September to forget for
That
sure.
was a disaster when they were such a, felt like a World Series contender and they just imploded.
Yeah, Red Sox show up a lot on this top 10 list with Bleacher Report. But I got 2005 Cleveland Indians. They fell out. They had a game and a half in the wild card, and were just 2.5 games in the AL Central, and they lost them all. 78 Red Sox were up 7.5 games. They fell out. 95 Angels. Let's see what the biggest one is. They said the 1964 Phillies led by 6.5 games with 12 to go, and they lost 10 in a row.
Oh,
Yeah.
Danny folding like the 95 Angels.
Yeah. They're on this list for sure.
Yeah, and John, this is playing out exactly like we called it back in the spring. We said the Angels and the Athletics were going to be the two teams down the stretch that wouldn't be in it, but wouldn't be so far out of it that they wouldn't care, and they were going to wreck somebody's season. And that's exactly the Angels have the chance to absolutely go and wreck Houston's season, and you know they're going to be giving it everything they got to take them down.
You know what 2011 Red Sox one was, right?
Was that the Bobby Valentine year?
It was the Evan Longoria wrapping it around the pole in extra innings to knock us out. The Red Sox had just lost in the bottom of the ninth on like a walk-off or something like that.
Yeah.
We flipped over to the Rays game just to watch next pitch Evan Longoria hit it down and knock the Red Sox out of the playoffs in 2000.
Yeah, I remember that.
That one hurt. And we were up by 9 games on Labor Day.
Oof. Yeah. Michael says in the chat, if Tito never left, you would have lost out on that great Bobby Valentine season. Oh, wait. Yeah.
Yeah. But
that's right. Yeah. The Angels did wreck the Mariners season the last 2 years. We talked about that too.
Yeah.
The Angels are that team that is just going to,
they're
going to screw up your year because they got nothing else to do.
Yeah. Listen, I'm feeling good about your Cubbies too. I think the NL's a toss-up, honestly. I really do. Every team has some issues there. Every team across MLB has issues. I think it's going to be an absolute dogfight in the playoffs. This is gearing up to be one of the funnest playoffs we've seen in quite some time, because every matchup is going to be insane to watch from wild card round on. So, I'm here for it.
I like the Cubs in a 5 or 7 game series. I do, against anybody.
Yeah. Okay, Harrison, before we move on to trivia, this is a great question. Who do you guys think is the best overall team in Major League Baseball heading into the postseason? Right now, I have to say the Guardians. No one can beat them.
Yeah, I mean, I think the scary part is I think your two best teams top to bottom are the Brewers and potentially the Guardians, because they can pitch. They've got great starting pitching. They've got a great bullpen. They play good defense. They run, they hit, they take the extra base. They're aggressive on the base pass. They're smart. And when you play really good baseball, it's really hard to beat a team like that too many times.
Yep.
And I think that makes those teams dangerous. I think if you look at the most loaded team going into the playoffs, it's probably the Phillies or the Cubs in terms of just like top to bottom. The Dodgers are obviously in that mix, but I don't trust the Dodgers right now. But if you just said best overall team, it's the Brewers, and I think I'd probably slot the Guardians in right behind them, just in terms of best overall, because they do it all.
Yeah, I mean, you can't discount how hot they are right now. You can't. At this time of year, you can't discount how hot a team is. Jays is a good point, Vince. I mean, other than the Bo Bichette injury, we're going to see. I mean, the Jays have the pitching too. Seattle scares me more than Cleveland. These are all valid. For me, if Seattle gets Brian Wu back and he's fine. He's 100%. For me, I think it could be Seattle is one of the top 2 teams. No one's going to want to go in there and face that staff. And that lineup has been clicking. It's a different guy every night. They're not just relying on Cal Raleigh. It's Victor Robles making a diving catch in the gap to double off a guy at second to end the game.
That was a great catch.
It was awesome. The Mariners have everything going at this moment. The Phillies, to me, I think I said it last show. This is the Phillies' year to win it. They have to win it this year. Absolutely must. You don't know what's going on with Schwarber. You don't know what's going on with Wheeler. You got, the team is going to look different next year. Yes, you're still going to have your core guys. You're still going to have Harper. You're still going to have Turner. But Castellanos gone is.
Castellanos is probably gone because he even called out the fact that he doesn't get communication from the manager, and he's clearly not liking his platoon role. They likely move on from him. JT Realmuto is not getting any younger. Wheeler's a huge question mark, like you said, just given where he's going to be at, given what he just went through. Schwarber, does he come back or not? Do they go out and make a big free agent signing? Does that rotation remain intact next year? I don't know. And what do you do? What does that bullpen look like? I think is Duran a free agent?
I don't know.
Or do they have him for a little bit of time?
I don't know. That's a great question. John Carter would know the answer to that.
Yeah, he would. But
I don't know. 1 year, 4.1. So
yeah, free agent.
Yeah.
So Duran's a free agent. So that the back end of your bullpen's going to have another hole, and you got holes to fill and guys that need to get paid, and guys that are not happy. You got to decide on Marsh. You got to decide on Castellanos. You got to decide on Bohm. This team's going to look different, and I think the window is definitely closing. I don't think it shuts next year, but it's closing because that core is going to get blown up.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I don't think the core will, but your fringe players will. It will look completely different. Your core is going to be intact. You're still going to have Harper, Turner.
Yeah, Noah, but I consider Realmuto and Schwarber to be core guys, and they're
okay. That's fair.
Schwarber's on the way out, maybe. Realmuto is not far behind him and getting older. Wheeler's already told you he's gone in 2 years anyway, so that clock is already ticking.
And who knows with the blood clot what's going to happen there. Durant should have a year or two of team control. Okay, so maybe they will be.
Maybe he's arbitration. Maybe he's still in the arbitration window. I thought he was through that, but
Schwarber reminds me of Jim Thome. Very, very similar hitters for sure. What they bring to the game. High strikeout, high power.
Durant, this was his first year of arbitration. He's got 2 more years, John's right.
Okay. All right. So Phillies are fine there. But for me, I think they have to win this year. If they don't, this year is going to another year of failure in the Phillies.
Yeah, this is their best shot because the Dodgers are kind of struggling. The Padres are playing very uneven baseball. The Mets are falling out. The Cubs have proven they've got their own issues, and the Brewers are really maybe the kind of the biggest team that stands in your way. And in a 7-game series, do you trust them? I don't know.
Not if Woodruff doesn't come back.
Yeah, so I think this is absolutely the Phillies' year. If they're going to win, this is the year. No Wheeler, though, that hurts a lot.
Yes. So we get to this question.
Oh, hang on. So interesting that Bader's been great there and apparently doesn't like it there, which I guess, as I said, many shows, Philly's a tough market. Those are some of the toughest fans in sports, some of the worst fans in sports. And I'm not surprised. That's a tough place to play.
Yeah. Not all of them, Tommy. Not all of them, Tommy.
No,
we understand.
No, I mean, I've been to Philly. There are some great sports fans. There's also a bunch of crazy people.
Well, and he's backing you up right here. Phillies fans are already pissed. And if the Phillies don't win this year for the 4th year in a row, Phillies fans are going to go ballistic. And yeah, we've been saying that all along. They have to win this year.
I think Phillies fans are tired of hearing Red October and seeing the team get bounced.
Mm-hmm. So Tommy asked us this question. Which league do you think will be more fun to watch in the postseason? Now, he did give us this question like last week, and we both had different answers. I'm wondering if you have changed your mind at all, or do you still think it's the NL for you?
Honestly, it's been the NL for me all along, but now that I'm watching this race in the AL, I'm kind of like, man, this could get really wild when you get into the playoffs, because you could be looking at some matchups like, potentially you could have Tigers and it'd be Tigers Guardians first round, Yankees Red Sox first round. Like how crazy would that be to kick off the playoffs with two divisional matchups? Um, I mean, I still think it's going to be the National League, but the American League is getting a whole lot more interesting every day.
Yeah. I said it was the American League for me, and I don't know if it's biased because, I just watch a lot more American League baseball being a Red Sox fan, but I just feel like there's no clear cut winner in the American League. Like in the National League, yes, you have the Brewers, yes, you have the Phillies. I think those two are kind of the top tier, and then you have everyone else. And yes, don't get at me, Dodgers fans. Your team is on the precipice of being in that upper echelon too. Defending champs, all the talent. I get it. Whatever. That aside, I think right now I would take the Brewers and Phillies. But in the AL, I can't give you a winner. I really can't. I don't know who comes out of there. So for me, that's more intriguing to watch because I don't know who's coming out on top. But
Yeah,
that's just my
I
own
feel
personal opinion.
no, and I don't disagree. I think the American League is interesting because I think you do have 6 possible American League winners. I think in the National League you've got probably 2 or 3 likely, and then some other teams that are just there. Like, do I think the Cincinnati Reds are going to make a real run against that juggernaut of teams? No. Do I think that the Cubs are going to just go in and roll through the playoffs? No, they could easily get tossed. So could the Phillies, so could the Dodgers, so could the Padres. I feel like that one is open, but there's a couple of teams that I think are beginning to separate themselves. The American League is an utter crapshoot.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike Reed says, I feel like the National League could be all favorites win.
Yeah.
In the AL could bunch of upsets, and I love upsets. I think all fans really do, unless it's your team getting
Yes.
upset.
Well, yeah, that sucks.
That's the worst. But yeah. Philly sports fans are brutal. I live 5 minutes outside of Philly. Wow.
It's tough, and a lot of players do not do well there. So
just as some players don't do well in Boston, they don't do well in New York, they don't do well in the big markets.
yeah, and it's because Boston fans are relentless and tough. You don't perform here, they're not afraid to tell you about it.
Yeah. So crazy.
But Captain, until the World Series, because I'm rooting for whoever is playing the Yated Hankies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm with John Temple here. Castillo, Gilbert, Kirby, Woo. Now, Castillo hasn't been the same Castillo he's been in years past, but he's still very freaking good.
Castillo's stats when the weather starts to turn cold are terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
But,
throw him out. You've still got Kirby, Gilbert, and Woo. You don't even need Castillo.
It's crazy. And then to back that up, Sports Life Prodigy, says Mariners are playing great baseball right now and don't sleep on them. And we're not. I'm pulling for them. I want a Brewers Mariners World Series for me because I think both those franchises deserve their first World Championship. They do.
Yeah.
The Brewers have been there year after year after year with a first round exit. I want them to get over the hump at some point.
And for the record, Nick, Rob Manfred just threw up, and he has no idea why.
Yeah, no, I'm sure, and crapped his pants a little. But yeah. I think, I want the Mariners. The Mariners are fun to watch. Like, you guys in the chat have turned me onto that team, and I have watched so much Mariners baseball. And they're a blast to watch. Like I said, different guy every night. It's not the same guy. It was Cal early in the season, but everybody else later in the season has taken turns. So they're fun to watch. I'm not counting them out. Their rotation can carry them a long way. And they got a pretty damn good bullpen as well. They only gave up like 1 run in like a 9-game stretch or something like that. So
yeah, I think the Mariners are scary. I think in many ways the Yankees are still a scary team.
Mm-hmm.
The Blue Jays, I think you can't underestimate them. This is a team that when Bo Bichette comes back and that lineup is right, they can just pile them on you.
Yeah.
So, but again, like I look at the American League as I don't look at any one of those teams as like so far above and beyond. The Tigers have proven to be extremely human and have fallen right back to reality.
Yeah.
I think the American League's wide open.
I do too. And I think that's what it's gonna be fun. But
Grab a dartboard, throw a dart, any of those teams.
so this is a good point, John. Castillo ERA sub 2.5 at home, 5.5 on the road. So maybe if they're smart, they make sure that Castillo only starts at home. Maybe he starts game 2 and you put Kirby and Wu on the road. You put your horses out on the mound on the road. Maybe that's something that they talk about. Yeah.
Well, but, and like Cap'n says, Seattle extending that lineup really put them over the hump. And I agree. I mean, if Gino's hot and you just add him to that lineup, that is very scary, and they can pile up runs. Mm-hmm. If Gino's cold, he's just a giant black hole. Naylor's going to do what he does. Cal's going to do what he does. Julio's going to do what he does. Like you've got guys in that lineup that you kind of know what to expect. Gino's kind of the wild card. If he gets hot at the right time, look out. Same with the Rosarina. If he gets hot at the right time, look out. Those guys could carry a team.
Well, Geno's do, right? I always said this watching him a ton in Arizona. He goes 2 weeks where he strikes out for 2 weeks straight. Then he gets a week where he just hits fly balls to the warning track every at bat with an exit velo of 105. And then the next week he hits 8 home runs. And and Geno's on the cycle to hit 8 home runs here coming up. So
that's where we're at.
That's his cycle.
But I do think that the Mariners might be the scariest team in the American League.
I agree.
Just given what all the things they can do.
Yeah, agree. Yeah. Sports Life says Mariners going up and down, but now they got it and can go far in the postseason. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, they got something special going up there. So I am pulling for them. I mean,
yeah, and as Cap'n points out, Suarez is batting 6 in that lineup. I mean, that's the kind of depth they now have.
Yep. Absolutely crazy. But
it's going to be fun. I think either league, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be a blast. I'm here for it. So we got one more week of baseball, and then it is playoff time, baby. Let's go.
Best time of the year. You got playoff races. You got playoff baseball coming. You've got cooler weather. You got everything flavored pumpkin. It is. I am loving the fall.
Yeah. You a pumpkin in your coffee guy?
Oh, hell yeah. I'm pumpkin everything.
Oh, basic white bitch, huh?
Oh, the most basic you'll ever meet.
Love it.
Like every year I say that to my wife. I'm going into basic mode for the next couple of months. It's pumpkin everything.
I need you to ship me down some pumpkin head, though. Some shipyard pumpkin head. I miss that.
Oh, yeah. You can't get that, can you?
Mm-mm. Every once in a while, like they have it around here, but.
Have you seen there's now a direct flight from Portland to the Raleigh Durham area?
Yeah, on Breeze.
On Breeze.
Yeah, because your seat is on the wing.
Oh, I fly Breeze down to Florida all the time. They're amazing.
Okay, well, good to
know. They're not Spirit or Frontier. Like you actually get a seat and they don't treat you like crap.
Okay, good.
Oh, Cap'n's saying no pumpkin coffee. We gotta talk about Cap'n's role with us then.
Yeah. Oh man.
There's going to be a little extra nothing in his paycheck for that comment.
All right, moving on to who is this guy? Who is that guy? Sorry. Here we go.
All right, you got another pumpkin beer guy here, Nick. Pumpkinhead is good.
Nice.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, little cinnamon around the rim. Oh, so good.
You're talking about the beer still, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so who is that guy, Nick? I got some good ones for you this week. There are definitely going to be some reaches that I think our better historians will enjoy.
All righty.
So, let's do it. All right, let's kick it off with a good one. Played for 12 seasons between 1974 and 1985. Played for the Brewers, Cardinals, Padres, Phillies, and Pirates. One-time Gold Glove winner. Best known for being the only player to hit a grand slam on 2 different opening days. Who is that guy?
Forrest put me onto this guy.
I know. This is totally a Forrest guy. I expect our more baseball historians of the crowd to love this one. Capping in the comment. You're up, Michael.
That's awesome.
Michael, you don't drink coffee at all? Wow.
Dude, how do you function? I don't start my day till I have coffee.
Bless you. Yes, you got that one, Nick.
Yeah. Nice, Thomas. You absolutely got it. It is Sixto. Nice job.
Absolutely. Sixto Lezcano. Career average of 271, 148 home runs, 591 RBIs, a 360 OBP. That's a pretty stout number. 28.3 WAR. A guy that really, again, like he's in the kind of that black hole of baseball for me that I know him, but it was really, it was Forrest that got me to take a deeper dive on this guy.
Yeah. 70s baseball. I got nothing up here. Nothing.
Tough one.
If you told me to name 5 players, it would be a struggle for me.
Yep.
It would. Like, I don't know why. It's just there's nothing there. Nothing. So
it's a tough era because it was like all about the big red machine, and then it was kind of just there's a lot of parody back then too. There weren't like the big dominant after the big red machine, just totally different type of baseball.
Yep, for sure. And just before my time period. That's what it comes down to for me. So,
and I feel like there's way more coverage of like early baseball than there is of those like 60s, 70s, 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Because like it's not old enough for people to get excited about it being history.
Right.
One day it'll be cool. One day, Nick.
Yeah, one day. All right.
Next one. Played for 14 seasons between 1981 and 1994. Played his entire career with the Minnesota Twins. One-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion. Best known for the pulled Ron Gant off first base play in the 1991 World Series. Who is that guy? John Carter, if you don't get this, I swear. Michael's in the chat already. Ken Herbeck.
Yeah.
Michael, it took no time. Boom, there it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man.
Bad hair and horrible uniforms in the 70s. Love it.
Oh, that's so true. So true. And Michael, Gant was safe. I mean, I've watched the clip many times. Herbeck absolutely wrapped his arms around his leg and took him with him as he was going down. No disagreement. Yeah, Bloomington, Minnesota's own Kent Herbeck.
The 70s coaching hookers and home runs.
He's currently recovering from a stroke. I didn't see that.
I didn't know that. That's terrible.
Thoughts and prayers to Ken Herbeck. And all the Herbecks roll in. So yeah, Ken Herbeck, career average of 282, 293 home runs, 1,086 RBIs, 367 OBP, 38.6 WAR. Gant was absolutely safe on that play. I don't know how they didn't get that one right, but it is legendary.
It is an obvious lift of the leg and pull off the bag. Like, what are the umpires looking at?
And Ron Gant wasn't a small man. Like, that took some force to get that leg off the base.
Yeah, crazy.
Well, and it
probably took him by surprise too. Like, dude, what momentum is a bitch? Come on, John. Come on. Oh my God, man.
That's awesome.
But yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, those were two big boys wrestling over there at first base.
Straight up wrestling. All right.
Next one, Nick. Played for 12 seasons between 1973 and 1984. Played for the White Sox, the Yankees, the Rangers, and the Royals. 3-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion. Best known for never getting anything for free in Boston ever again. Who is that guy?
I think the last clue wasn't clicking, but I think I got it.
You got it.
Okay. The last clue wasn't.
Ron Gant was built like 3 brick houses. Yeah,
not one or two.
John Carter says Gant was 6 feet 180. Herbeck 6'4", 260. Herbeck was like a car stood up.
Yeah. Thomas, I think this was an autocorrect. I think you got it.
Yeah.
I'm taking it. Yeah. Bucky bleeping Dent
Yeah.
for sure.
Michael's got it over here on Patreon, Bucky Dent.
Yeah, for sure.
Bucky Dent, career average of 247, 40 home runs, 423 RBIs, a 297 OBP, 17.5 WAR. Not a lot to talk about offensively, which is why that 78 home run was such a shock, but guy could play some defense.
40 home runs and one of them kills us.
Yeah, that one hurt. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Everybody. Yeah. I love everyone's got his middle name down too. Love it.
I was gonna say, famous for the middle name Boston Red Sox or the expletive middle name Boston Red Sox fans gave him, but like that's way too easy.
Yeah, way too easy. Yeah, the last clue didn't click until I saw the picture, and I go, that makes sense now.
Yeah, nobody's ever buying that man a free drink in Boston.
No. Crazy. Good one.
All right. Played for 21 seasons between 1973 and 1993. Played for the Angels, Red Sox, Rangers, Tigers, Mets, and Yankees. A 3-time All-Star. Best known for reinventing himself from a flamethrower into a crafty veteran lefty, mainly due to injury. Who is that guy? And I loved this picture because of the face he's making.
Oh, man.
You're going to think of him mostly with the Angels. That's who he's most synonymous with.
This is a complete guess.
It's right.
It?
Yep.
Roy Hobbs.
No, not Roy Hobbs.
Yeah, Frank Tanana. Yeah. Tanana?
I always said Tanana, but I don't
Tanana.
I don't know. I'm infamous for butchering names.
Yeah, I don't know. I got Skypiak the other night, so I'm retiring on that one.
That's Scapiak. You nailed it.
Scapiak. Oh crap, I messed it up. My bad. My bad, Steve.
Anyways, Frank T. Record of 240 and 236, 1 save, 366 career ERA. The pitcher is Tananas, Tananas.
Okay, perfect.
Oh man! All right, 366 ERA, 2,773 strikeouts, and a 57.1 WAR. A guy who was a very different pitcher in the first half of his career than he was in the second half. Yeah, that picture's wild.
Yeah,
Some of these pictures.
Tanana.
Okay, Frankie T. Frankie T.
Yeah, all the baseball card pictures with their arms bent back at like 270 degrees. You're just like, dude, how is it not breaking?
I've got an even better one coming up.
Oh, great. Yeah. Awesome. All right.
All right. Played for 18 seasons between 1976 and 1994. Played for the Dodgers, Indians, Cubs, Orioles, and Cardinals. 3-time All-Star and the 1984 NL Cy Young Award winner. Best known for winning the 1984 Cy Young after a midseason trade to the Cubs. Who is that guy? Michael's already got it over on Patreon. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I knew that one because I had a trivia question about this a couple months ago because he won the Cy Young he went from Cleveland to the Cubs.
Yep.
And he was the first pitcher to ever do that, to win a Cy Young after starting in the other league.
Chat's lighting up. And the Captain had a good question. What is the origin of the middle name Bleepin? Do we know what the origin is for Bucky Bleepin Dent?
I don't know. I think it was just like what Red Sox fans called him. I don't know if there's like an actual origin or if it was just like.
Yeah, I think he's just joking. The origin, like, is it Polish? Is it? No,
it's French.
It's straight up Bostonian.
It's French.
It's like the Irish. It's the Irish-French swear.
For sure. Yeah, it's definitely
lighting up.
It's definitely Rick Sutcliffe faux show. Suddy.
For sure.
Yeah, good.
Well, I loved him. All the broadcasting he's done. He's so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rick Sutcliffe, career record of 171 and 139, 2 saves, 4.08 ERA, 1,679 strikeouts, and a 33.9 WAR.
Yeah.
Pretty nice little career. Is he still on ESPN or MLB Network? I honestly don't watch ESPN like at all anymore, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where he is. He was great on ESPN back in the day.
Yeah. All right.
Played for 26 seasons between 1963 and 1989. Played for the Indians, White Sox, Dodgers, Yankees, Angels, and Athletics. A 4-time All-Star, best known for his elbow. Who is that guy? Now look at that picture.
Yep. Yep. Best known for his elbow. Good one.
If only he got a royalty. Yeah.
You're right.
Captain. ESPN doesn't show baseball, so there's that.
Well, yeah. Yeah. 1,000% Tommy John for sure.
Michael's got it over here on Patreon.
Yeah.
Absolutely Tommy John. Career record of 288 and 231. Look at the innings. 4,710 in the third. 334 ERA, 2,245 strikeouts, and a 62 WAR.
Not in the Hall of Fame.
And not in the Hall of Fame. A guy who had a pretty incredible resume. Not in the Hall. But one of the most famous names in all of baseball because of the surgery.
I mean, you look at those numbers. Those are Hall of Fame numbers.
Mm-hmm.
How are we not in?
I don't know.
Dang.
I look at those numbers and I'm like, he is not in. Why? Like almost 300 wins, 4,700 plus innings. I mean, wow.
A 3.3 ERA is not terrible.
No. I mean, as Michael says, his elbow should get him in.
Yeah.
Just the fact that the surgery has changed the game.
Right.
But yeah, it kills me. And this was one of those trivia questions I think Justin had where, who are the two players with, was it 4,000 or more innings pitched aren't in the Hall of Fame? It's Tommy John and Roger Clemens.
Yeah.
We know why Roger Clemens isn't in, but Tommy John makes no sense.
Yeah, that's wild. And
the surgery alone should get him in.
Yeah. And a 62 WAR. It's crazy.
Mike Reed, because the Hall is stupid.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong, sir.
Yeah. No argument here.
Nope.
All right, here we go. Played for 17 seasons between 1969 and 1985. Played for the Cubs, Phillies, Indians, Yankees, White Sox, Rangers, and Padres. He had the last hit and RBI at Connie Mack Stadium. Best known for his giant afro and colorful personality. Who is that guy? How do you get that under a hat?
He's bald on the top. It just color comes out the side.
It's a Krusty the Clown. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. God, it's
John. I was wondering what that answer was. He'd answered his son's text in the chat.
Oh, I didn't see.
It said, I'm sitting right next to it. It's fine. I'm like, what is he talking about? Who is he talking to? You are right, Nick. It is.
But I don't have the last name.
I bet Emmanuel Class A knows the last name.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Michael's got it in the chat over here. Yep. Danny's got it. Nice job, Michael and Danny. This is absolutely Oscar Gamble. John Temple's at the junkyard dog. Oscar Gamble, career average of 265, 200 home runs, 666 RBIs, 356 OBP, and a 22.9 WAR. Look at that hair, man. Holy cow.
It's incredible.
I'm just jealous that he can grow that. Actually, Michael saying I have that card.
Oh, that's awesome.
John, I get it. Oscar Gamble.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, that's
great one.
He's another one of those kind of fascinating guys you just come across when you're searching for somewhat obscure players.
Right. That's a good one.
All right. This is a layup for you, Nick. Played for 11 seasons between 1988 and 1998. Played for the Braves and Red Sox. 1995 World Series champion. Best known for holding the record for most plate appearances without being hit by a pitch. Who is that guy? And I love the fact that I'm halfway through reading it and you've already got the answer for me in chat.
I had to beat Michael to it.
Yeah. Oh man. John Carter, pretty sure it's genetics. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, John Temple, Ohtani, Class A. I get it. I'm trying to give you guys some hints.
Yeah.
Just work with me here, John.
Yeah. Pretty sure it's genetics. It's hilarious. Mark Lemke,
yes.
definitely correct.
Yeah, Michael and Cap'n have it over here. Absolutely, Mark Lemke.
It is that. Hold on, that not being hit by a pitch streak is wild. If you think about it, it's wild. 3,600 career at bats. His entire career, he never got hit by a pitch.
That's nuts. Insane. Like it just seems impossible that a ball didn't get away and get you.
Yeah.
And John, you're 100% right. That is absolutely Minnesota's ballpark that he's in. The good old Metrodome.
Yeah.
That nobody misses. With the big baggy in right field so they could roll the bleachers out for the Vikings.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, so Mark Lemke, career average of 246, 32 home runs, 270 RBIs, a 317 OBP, which would have been higher if he had just gotten hit by a pitch now and then, and a 5.3 WAR. But a guy I remember so well. And I love this card because the picture of his face there looks like he should be doing your taxes or something.
For sure.
Does not look like a Major League Baseball player.
He looks like the professor more than Greg Maddux did.
Yeah, no kidding. John Temple, the baseball gods favored that man. There is absolutely some truth to that.
I just don't understand
that.
And
Michael, you're right. He hit 400 plus in the World Series. He was an absolute rock.
I've been hit in the head 3 times in the same game. This guy never got hit by a pitch once.
I mean, I can't remember how many times I've been hit. It just happened.
Yeah.
You're bound to get hit a few times a season.
Right. Man. Crazy.
But
I was at the last opening day and last game. We only missed the dome outdoors in April and October.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. As Michael says, that explains a lot, Nick.
Well, yeah. Anyways, moving on.
You're not wrong. Moving on.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
All right. Played for 17 seasons between 1971 and 1987. Played for the Red Sox and Brewers. 5-time All-Star, 3-time Silver Slugger, 2-time Gold Glove winner. Best known as the Brewers' single-season hits record holder with 219. Who is that guy?
I might be stumped here.
Oh, Michael's got it.
This one's going to kill me.
Did you give Michael an advance copy of this? Because I think he answers them before I finish asking the question.
Yeah, I shared it with him.
Good.
Oh, my God. I should know this one. Yes, it is, isn't it? It's Cecil Cooper.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. And Michael's got it over here, too.
Yeah.
Cecil Cooper. And I want to say Cecil Cooper because I think of Cecil Fielder, and I always do that.
Mm-hmm.
So career average of 298, 241 home runs, 1,125 RBIs, 337 OBP, and a 36 WAR.
Dang.
Very nice career for a guy who, I mean, he was with the Red Sox, but I don't think anybody really thinks him with the Red Sox. Everything he did was in Milwaukee.
Yeah. Dang. Good one. Yeah.
John Temple hanging with Mr. Cooper. That was a classic show.
TGIF, baby. I miss TGIF.
Oh, I love it. Me too. Those are the good old days.
Yeah.
All right. Played for 14 seasons between 1995 and 2008. Played for the Pirates, Rangers, Blue Jays, White Sox, Yankees, Nationals, A's, and Dodgers. 2-time All-Star and the AL strikeout leader in 2003. Best known for nearly winning the Triple Crown during his breakout 2003 season. Who is that guy?
Oh, oh my God. Crap, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yes.
John
Yes.
Carter.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely Esteban Loaiza. Nice job, guys. Currently in prison.
He's got a really odd story. It's
We got
something. What's
time.
what's interesting. What's interesting is when as I research these guys, I find all kinds of weird stories. That's like the Kingman sending the rat in the pink box. Like I'd never heard that story before, but all kinds of goodies out
Holy
there.
smokes, 44 pounds of cocaine in his possession.
Yeah.
44 pounds, sentenced to 3 years.
Yep.
Oh, so he should be. I think he's out.
I think he just got out.
2019. Dang. That's crazy.
Yeah. But I feel like he had something else come up. But anyways, Esteban Loaiza, record of 126 and 114 through 2,099 innings, 4.25 ERA, 1,382 strikeouts, and a 22.7 WAR. A guy who kind of came out of nowhere in 2003 and then kind of disappeared. One of those guys who like always had the stuff, never could put it together, finally did, and then couldn't do it again.
Dang. That's crazy.
But kind of an interesting past for him as well.
Yeah, I would say so.
That'll do
Yeah,
it.
John says he thought he went back for something.
I'm pretty sure he's back in.
I'm trying to
Michael, worse than Cesar Cedeno? No, nobody's worse than Cesar Cedeno.
No.
Absolutely not. And then Captain says 44 pounds is a good weekend.
Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to find right now.
I heard he's become a motivational speaker on how not to get caught with $100,000 of drugs on you. I didn't know this, Danny. His wife was that Mexican singer that died in the plane crash a few years ago, Jenny Rivera. I did not know that.
Huh.
Yeah, all kinds of crazy stories.
He'll be deported to Mexico. So he was released from federal prison and deported to Mexico.
Oh, nice. Makes sense. You get arrested, you don't get to stay. But 44 pounds is a lot. That's not for personal use. that is I'm somebody's mule.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
Wow. All right. Well, do you have anything else before we wrap it up for the evening, or does anybody in the chat have anything for us before we call it a night?
Most capping can do in a weekend is 36 pounds. Oh God. I've got one thing.
All right.
The Dodgers today became the 10th MLB team ever to draw 4 million fans in a season. And it's the first time the Dodgers have done it in franchise history.
Yay.
It's a lot of fans.
Yeah, they all left by the 6th. Yay.
They all showed up in the 3rd and left in the 6th or 7th, but they were there.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because like today they had 46,601 fans. The capacity of that ballpark is listed at 56,000.
Yeah.
Like, so they never sell out?
Probably not, unless it's like a huge series.
Man, 4 million fans and you never sell out. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, how many other ballparks hold 40 plus?
Well,
not many.
They're way ahead of everybody else. The Yankees drew 4 million fans from 05 through 08, which were their final 4 years of the old Yankee Stadium. The Blue Jays did it in 91, 92, and 93. The Rockies did it in 93.
Just think about
Those
that.
are the most recent.
The Red Sox had a crazy sellout consecutive streak for like a huge stretch of time there. and never hit 4 million fans because there's 37,000 seats in the ballpark.
Well, and there used to be 33, then it was 35, then it was 37.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the best the Red Sox could do is like 3 million. They can't even fit 4 million people in if they wanted to.
Right. So, yeah.
The Dodgers had 50,000 or more fans at 46 of 81 home games this season and never had a crowd under 40K.
Dang. That's pretty crazy.
That's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people. Get in, get out.
Michael Simpson, did you see the catch where the Nats outfielder hacky sacked it up to his glove?
Yes.
That was amazing.
And then robbed a solo home run later that would have tied the game for the Mets.
Yep. That was wild.
That hacky sack catch was nuts. But crazy. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I sent that to Harrison. And then I sent this to Harrison right after. It was like back-to-back clips. Aaron Boone sends up Giancarlo Stanton as a pinch hitter, and Stanton gets intentionally walked because first base was open, and then he pinch runs for Giancarlo Stanton.
Yep.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Well, not only that, but you took your best pinch hitter, you pinch hit him in an obvious intentional walk situation. Then he gets walked. You pinch run for him, so you just burned him to do nothing. It's Aaron Boone being Aaron Boone.
Just crazy. Absolutely.
It makes no sense. There's a runner at second. First base is open. You got a lefty hitting behind him, so of course the lefty is going to just walk him to face the lefty. Like everybody in the world saw the walk coming except for Aaron Boone. That he could not have actually thought the lefty was going to pitch to Stanton, right?
I would hope not. I would hope not. I mean, I don't know what to think, but I would hope not.
I mean, it's like, again, like I can't make sense out of what Aaron Boone does, but man, like little league coaches would know not to do that.
I mean, unless he knew it was like, hey, this is just like I'm guaranteeing this to be a free runner, like knowing that they're absolutely gonna put Stanton on and not pitch to him. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of that I could get in his corner about. But other than that, like I don't know.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Makes no sense.
No, zero. But all right. Anybody else in the chat for this evening before we head out? No. All right. Well, it was a great night. We have a crazy week of baseball heading up. Yeah, and I think this is what I just said, Mike. Yeah, I agree with you. Maybe he just wanted to make sure they walked him. That's fair. Still odd, but
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, possibly depending on what happens earlier this week, I might be willing to pop on and watch a game with you guys later this week, depending on what it looks like towards the end of the week. Harrison and I will talk about it. We'll release it on the page if we end up doing another live, but we will be on Thursday night, so we'll have some more of an idea of what the race is going to look like going into the final weekend. So, a couple key series here, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Sorry. So we'll give you guys an update on Thursday about when we decide to come back on again, but might do a little watch party thing on Saturday. So before you go, check out Patreon, become a member there. You can become a free member. You can become a paid member that comes with exclusive perks like merchandise, additional shows, a whole bunch of other stuff, exclusive content. So it's a great way to support us. We'd really appreciate it. And if not, like we do some watch parties in there. So just join us. You can see when we come live and join us in the chat there. But other than that, I got nothing else. Enjoy this week of baseball. It's going to be wild. Like Danny says, next Sunday is going to be wild. It's all lining up. It's crazy.
Could be a great finish.
Later, boys. Go Mariners versus Rockies. Cal going to hit 3-4 more home runs on them. All games start on Sunday at 3. Dang. Well, maybe we might have to have an early podcast day there if we can. We'll talk about it.
We'll have to figure that out because that's going to be wild.
Yep. So until Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, we will be back. Until then, enjoy the week of baseball.